Hello guys, welcome back to our channel Mo and Ash Vibes. In our today's video, we are going to learn about some tips and strategy that will help you with your IELTS speaking task 2. As we all know that IELTS speaking test is the same for general test as well as the academic test. We also know that IELTS speaking is divided into 3 parts. In part 1 of the test, you have to introduce yourself to the examiner and some general questions are asked from you. In part 2 of the test, you are given a topic and you have to speak on that topic for about 1 to 2 minutes, and then later on some questions related to the topic are asked from you. In part 3 of the test, some more questions that are related to the topic, that are linked to the topic, are asked from you. So basically this is the general pattern of the speaking test. Now if you see, then part 1 of the test is comparatively simpler because in part 1 of the test you just have to introduce yourself and the questions that are asked from you are very general questions. However, in part 2 of the test, where you are given a topic and then you have to speak on that topic for about 1 to 2 minutes, that part is a little bit more challenging because you can get any topic to speak on. Now, even if you practice a lot and if you practice with different topics from online material or from different IELTS book or from sample papers, still there is a possibility that in the exam, in the test, you get a topic that you have not prepared for before. This is the part where a lot of people panic and get confused if they get a topic for which they have not practiced before. However, if you learn about some techniques and some strategies that you can apply on any given topic, then things will become much more easier for you. So if you apply those techniques, if you learn about those techniques, then you would be able to speak on any given topic without any hesitation. So this is what we are going to learn about in our today's video. So let's start talking about those techniques. Now, when you are given a topic to speak on in the IELTS speaking part 2, then you also get 1 minute to prepare your answer, to prepare what you have to say on that topic. So you get the preparation time. Now, my first tip and technique is to use that time wisely. Now, it may sound very simple, but a lot of times people do not use this time efficiently. Now, what do I mean by this? Now, when you are making the points, when you are preparing that what you are going to speak when the time starts, at that time, make sure when you're making the points, you're not writing the entire line. Because if you start writing each and everything that you are going to speak, then of course it will take a lot of your time and you are going to waste a lot of time and you won't be able to cover all the points. So definitely do not write the entire sentence or the full sentence when you are making points. Instead, you should write some cues. Now, what are those cues? For any given topic, what you should cover is the 5 W's and how of the topic. Now, what do I mean by that? What are the 5 W's? 5 W's are what, when, why, where, who, and of course, how. If you cover these 5 W's and as well as the how of the topic, then you won't waste any time when you are preparing for the topic, and also you will have sufficient material, sufficient content to speak on. So you just have to focus on the 5 W's and how of the topic. Now let me give you an example. Let's say you get a topic where you have to describe a photograph that you really like. Now when you're going to get the topic, they will also give you some points that you can use when you are speaking on that topic. Now most of the times these 5 W's and the how of the topic will cover the points that they have also suggested. So let's see in this particular case what you can cover and how you can cover or how you can elaborate on your answer based on the 5 W's and how. So in the 5 W's you can talk about what photograph it is. So basically what it is about, who took the photograph, where was it taken, when was it taken, and why do you like this photograph so much. So basically you can just focus on these 5 W's and then you would know that what you can speak about, because the ideas will flow automatically. Similarly, you can also use these 5 W's and how in a different way. For example, you can say who all are there in the photograph, what occasion the photograph was taken, on what occasion, where is this photograph now, how did it become your favorite photograph. So you can basically talk about these 5 W's and how of the picture or how of the topic in a different way. And you don't really have to talk about all the 5 W's. The whole idea is that when you are making the pointers, your ideas don't get mixed up. Then you know what you need to focus on, because this will help you to organize your ideas properly in your mind, and then when you will speak on the topic, the ideas will flow naturally. My second technique that will help you to elaborate on your topic is that you focus on the past, present and future aspect of the topic. Now, what does it mean? Basically, if a topic is given to you, how that thing was in the past, you can talk about it. How that thing is in the present, you can talk about it. And what can happen in the future, what is your opinion, you can also talk about the future aspect of it. Now, let me explain you this point through an example. So basically, let's say if we take the same topic that describe a photograph that you really like, what can you write more about that particular photograph by using this past, present and future aspect of the topic technique. So if you have to mention about the past of the photograph, so you can write things like when was this photograph taken, where was it taken, and then how did it become your favorite photograph. So you can cover all these points in the past aspect of the topic. Then in the present, you can talk about things like where is that photograph right now? Is it still with you, or is it hanging somewhere, or have you kept it somewhere in the present? So where exactly is the photograph right now? You can talk about those things in the present aspect of the topic. In the future aspect of the topic, you can talk about things like that you will always keep this photograph with you, you will frame it or keep it in your room or hang it at a particular place, or you want to keep it for your kids to see so that you can tell them about the significance of that moment in your life when that picture was taken. So if you speak about the past, present and future aspect of the topic that has been given to you, then you will get more things, more content to speak on. You can elaborate on the topic and you will have more things to say. And of course, this will help you to keep going on for 2 minutes and you will not run out of the content or the material to speak. Now, let's say you get a topic where you have to talk about some facts, or you have to talk about something that you have no idea about, you have no knowledge about. In that situation, what should you do? So my third technique and strategy is to express yourself and opinions genuinely. Trust me that when you express yourself and your opinions genuinely, the examiner will understand. Now, this is not a general knowledge test. So there is a possibility that you get a topic about which you have no idea about. It's not a general knowledge test, and it's absolutely fine if you have no knowledge about that particular topic. But then it's an English test. So even if you do not have any knowledge about something, you should still be able to express yourself and express your opinion properly so that the examiner knows that the person has understood the topic. It's just that it's not their field of interest and they have no knowledge about it. So in that situation, you should express yourself genuinely, express your opinions, give your point of view, and at the same time, if you have any little bit knowledge about that topic, just let them know that this is my opinion and this is what I think, even if I'm not sure, but this is what I believe. So this will tell the examiner that in spite of the fact that they do not have the knowledge about the topic, they understood the question, so there is no problem with the English language and they were still able to express themselves. Now, I know that some people may also suggest you that even if you don't know anything about the topic, just make up an answer. You don't have to be truthful and tell everything that is correct or true. Just make up an answer. Well, you may be able to do that for some of the topics in general situation, but there are some topics for which you cannot just make up an answer. Let me give you an example. Let's say you get a topic where you have to describe about your favorite political leader. In that situation, you can't really make up an answer. So what should you do if you get a topic like this where you cannot just make up an answer and you also don't have any knowledge about the topic? So what should you do in this situation? So in this situation, if you're a person who does not have any knowledge about politics, who has no interest in politics, who has no knowledge about it, and who does not have any favorite political leader, you should express this thing to the examiner, and you should explain to the examiner that why you are not interested in politics, so that right from the beginning the examiner knows that you've understood the question, you've understood the topic, and you know what you have to speak. But just because you do not have any knowledge about that particular field, so you are just expressing yourself, expressing your views genuinely. So in this case, you can say, politics definitely plays a very major role in my country, but I've always been the person who has been least interested in it. So I don't really have much knowledge about this field. So as such, I do not have any favorite political leader. In this case, although you do not have any knowledge about the field, or you do not have any favorite political leader, but you have expressed yourself genuinely to the examiner that because you are least interested in politics, so you do not have any favorite political leader and you do not have much knowledge about the topic. And at the same time, you have also conveyed to the examiner nicely that you have understood the topic, you have understood the fact that you have to speak about your favorite political leader, but just because you do not have any knowledge about that field, so you do not have any favorites. But at the same time, just don't end your topic here, because you still have to speak for about 2 minutes on the topic. After telling them the reality, after expressing yourself genuinely, you can further explain the reason to the examiner that why are you not interested in politics. So you can elaborate on the reason behind it, you can elaborate on that part of the topic, and this will give you some more things to speak on. So in the explanation, you can say that every time I have tried to learn about this field or tried to read or watch anything about politics, I have always felt that it is too negative and loud, and a lot of times these things affect my mental stability and it affects my mood as well. A lot of the times various political debates upsets my peace of mind, so this is definitely a field in which I have no interest, and this is the reason why I do not have any particular favorite political leader. So now you have said a little bit more on the topic, although exactly you are still not talking about your favorite political leader, but you are still talking on the topic, you're still speaking something, you are still presenting your views here. So now you have also given the reason that why you are not interested in politics and why you do not have any favorite political leader. But at the same time, it's always a good idea to stay as close to the topic as you can, so the examiner doesn't feel that you are deviating from the topic. So basically, you can still present more of your opinions based on whatever limited knowledge you have about the topic, even if it's not absolutely correct, or even if it's not absolutely in detail, but whatever little knowledge you have about the topic, or whatever little information that you know about that particular topic, just talk about that and present your opinion. You can also say that although I do not have any favorite political leader, however, I feel that Mahatma Gandhi is the one leader whose values and work every Indian admires. I have heard about him since my childhood, and we were also taught at school about him and his work that helped India to become independent. He always followed the path of non-violence and truth, and he always led by example. And I think these are the qualities that any good leader must possess. So I would say that Mahatma Gandhi is definitely an inspiration for me. Now, in this particular case, although you did not talk much about Mahatma Gandhi in detail, but whatever little knowledge you had or whatever you remembered from your school days, you just talked about those things. So basically, this part showed to the examiner that you were still relevant to the topic and you did not deviate from the topic. So what I'm trying to say here is that if you get a topic in the exam, in the test, in the speaking test, about which you have no knowledge, you do not have to panic. You just have to organize your ideas properly. The flow of information should be correct. So you can explain, you should explain and express yourself genuinely. Let them know that you do not have much knowledge about this particular topic or this particular field. Then also give them the reason why you have no interest or why you don't have knowledge, or what is the reason that your knowledge is limited about that field. So explain your answer, and in the end, just still whatever little knowledge you have related to the topic, just talk about your opinion. So these are the three main strategies or techniques that will help you with your IELTS speaking task 2, where you have to speak on a topic. The 5 W's and the how of the topic will help you to organize your ideas when you get your 1-minute preparation time. To focus on the past, present, and the future aspect of the topic will help you to further elaborate on your ideas. And the third technique is going to be really beneficial for you, especially if you get a topic about which you have no knowledge, about which you have no interest, and you don't know anything about it, but still the third technique will help you in that situation, because the third technique teaches you to express yourself genuinely, to present your opinions genuinely. That will definitely be helpful, because the examiner would know through that you've understood the task, but because of your limited knowledge, you are not directly talking about that particular topic, but you are still expressing yourself and you are still able to present your views. So basically that is the whole idea, and this is the trick. The best thing about these strategies is that you can use it for any topic that you get in your speaking test. If you are using these three techniques, then you are not going to fall short of content, because you will be able to learn to manage, to organize your ideas in a better way. Just one more additional tip: when you are going to go for your test and when you are speaking, at that time, do not speak too fast or too slow, because if you are going to speak too fast, then it may feel or it may seem that you are nervous. And even if you are not nervous, if you are going to speak too fast, then in that situation, you are going to run out of the content very soon. However, if you're speaking too slow, then that also shows that maybe you are not confident, or maybe you're not clear in your views and you are hesitant, you are nervous. So definitely do not speak too fast or too slow. Just keep your pace normal. I really hope that our today's video is helpful for you, and these strategies will help you to do well in your IELTS speaking test part 2. If you still have any more questions that are related to our today's topic, feel free to comment in the section below and I will reply to you as soon as possible. If you liked our today's video, don't forget to hit the like button. Also, if you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please also subscribe to our channel and share the content. Now I will see you in our next video. Until next time, ta-da!